Province Sports Panel has reconvened. We have a trade to announce, in the words of the commissioner, Gary Bettman. Patrick Johnson sitting in for Jason Botchford, and of course Ed here as well. And guys, we're at the Steel Toad. We've taken the show on the road. Steel Toad Brew Pub on East 2nd, just off the Olympic Village here in Vancouver. And I'm guessing that this place, like so many other establishments in this city and right across this country, was hopping on Saturday afternoon when the great reveal took place in Toronto, National Hockey League Draft Lottery in the rearview mirror now, but our first chance to get right down to it. And of course, so much hope that the Canucks were going to land one of the top 3 picks. We now know that that didn't happen.
Yeah, the draft thing, I mean, it kind of just fits in so much with the Canucks historical narrative, doesn't it? It just, everybody was so excited. And God, when Trevor took the Pat Quinn card, I even thought myself, this is it. This is the point on which karma turns for this franchise. It didn't happen. They still have a nice draft pick, but boy, it was a disappointment. And I think if people were being honest with themselves, it was a disappointment right across the board.
And yeah, Patrick, I mean, probability told us that 5th was likely where they were going to end up picking.
Yeah, what, 38% likely to land in 5th spot? I mean, maybe we talked too much about landing in 3rd spot, because that's where they started. In the end, and they're not going to get a terrible player, but I think as you guys have talked before, it's not going to be a franchise-defining player, that's for sure.
Well, Bill Daly does his thing, stands there with the stack of cards and reveals them one by one. What do you think of the way that whole production goes down and the lottery as an event?
Yeah, well, I had 2 takeaways. One, I couldn't believe how nerve-wracking it was, and I wasn't really that invested in it, but you know, has it gone on and gone on and gone on? So I thought Trevor Linden had an intro. I didn't use it in any of my coffee, but he said, you know, if the NHL is trying to create drama, trying to create suspense, trying to create a level of anxiety, then they succeeded in that. As for the system itself, I'm not sure if there is a perfect one. I think it addresses most of the needs. It ensures a bit against tanking, which is, I think, the biggest concern for most people. Beyond that, I don't know. I guess you could argue back and forth. I don't really like Brian Burke's idea about, you know, if you're picking 1st overall, that disqualifies you for, maybe I have the Vancouver Grizzlies image haunted in my head, but it's going to be an imperfect system no matter what you do. This is sort of the most perfect of the imperfect ones.
The only thing better was a suggestion to think from Jonathan McDonald earlier this week. They should have done it like The Bachelor, have them walk off, give them the rose, give them the kiss, see you later. That would have made everybody feel a little bit better.
I was just glad. I thought the system at least worked in as much as, you know, a team like Boston had the 1% chance. You know, if he flips that first card and it's not the Boston Bruins, right away you know that they're going to the top 3, and so it held form, I think, up until the first 8 or 9 at the very least. So it allowed the drama to build.
Well, so I think when we got to the Jets, I think they were seeded 6th, I think. And
right. So
yeah.
Realized they weren't.
Yeah, there weren't any real crazy shifts. Some teams moved up. The Jets were the big winner. Clearly, they moved from outside the top 5. To a position to draft Patrick Laine, who for all the world looks like an albino Timo Solani. Can I say that? We're going to get letters. Okay, but I mean, very exciting player, exciting for that franchise too. And I think, you know, Columbus ending up with the 3rd pick, they're going to get Puljujärvi, it looks like, and we're going to spend a little time on the Toronto Maple Leafs in the future. So let's stable that. But clearly, they were the big winner.
I think clearly getting Laine into Winnipeg, a team that already had a nice, interesting group of forwards. I think that's something that we're going to be seeing a lot more about.
Exciting player, not an exciting interview if you saw the FaceTime chat there on the national broadcast, but again, just added an element of intrigue to it all. We're at the Steel Toad. It's the Province Sports Panel, East 2nd, just off the Olympic Village. Terrific place to stop by, catch a game, grab a drink. We know that Ed's got his eye on the menu already, so
that would be the drink menu there, Jeff,
okay,
just to
enough.
be clear.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Yes, so again, we're delighted to be here as we bring the Province Sports Panel on the road to the Steel Toad.